Hey guys, Charlie here. So we've all been talking about the squeeze that's upcoming to a theater near you, no pun intended, but not much talk about what to do after the squeeze. I feel like this is an important topic, and I wanted to touch on this a little bit and hopefully answer some outstanding questions that some people had. So let's go ahead and take a look at a guide to managing your newfound wealth. So before we even talk about after the squeeze, I want you to sit and think for a minute. What would you do in your own personal life? Who would you help? What would you change? What would you fix if you came into a large sum of money? A lot of the times when people, for example, win the lottery, they don't have the benefit of planning ahead of time. So what do? They blow all their money. They don't take the necessary steps, and they make bad mistakes that ultimately lead them back to right where they just were. Now, once you hit the sell button, make sure you're seated and then remain calm. Take a moment, take a breather, reflect on what we just accomplished, and just make sure to stay calm. Then, this is probably the most critical step in the process. You're going to need to make sure you have a list of professionals ready to go in this scenario. If you know some trustworthy family members, friends in these fields of work, I would highly recommend reaching out to them prior. But if not, then it's perfectly fine to wait until after the squeeze and get this stuff set up. So a lot of you I've heard want to start a business after the squeeze. That is awesome. Power to employ. Nothing better than that. So in that event, you're going to want to hire a CPA. It's going to help you manage your newfound wealth. And they help with small businesses, help with a variety of tasks such as bookkeeping, preparing important financial documentation, and financial planning and tax filing. All relevant, especially when you come into a large sum of money. Next, you're going to want to get a tax attorney, and this is critical because obviously there's going to be a lot of taxes involved with the squeeze and the potential earnings that you're going to get from it. So one of the first decisions you should make is to get a tax attorney. A skilled attorney will know ways to plan your estate that can avoid your having to pay millions of dollars in taxes and ways to create trust to secure your privacy as well as the privacy of your family. You're also going to want to get a financial advisor to help you budget and help you realize exactly what you have as far as assets, and they may help manage your wealth over time. I would make sure you pick someone that you trust. If you don't know somebody close to you, the best way to do it is to hire one third party, and they have a great background checking process that they go through. Just make sure that it's someone that you feel good about and someone that you trust. You're also going to want to get a will because even though you're wealthy now, you're not immortal. You could still obviously have a tragic event happen at any time. Life is precious. So in that event, you want to make sure that you have a will set up and ready to go. That way your wealth is distributed how you want it to, and it doesn't land in the hands of the wrong people. So in essence, what we talked about here just now is you want to keep calm and keep quiet. You want to plan ahead of time for what your future might look like in the event you ran into a large sum of cash. You're going to want to hire necessary professionals once that cash hits your bank account to protect yourself and your family. And then you're going to want to get a will to ensure that your future is protected as well as your family's future. Remember, guys, take care of yourself and your family first. That should be your first priority. Eliminate all the chaos in your life that's been looming. That should be your first priority. Then, relish in the fact that the money that you now have, you just took that from the most evil institution that's ever been created in human history. And then, last but not least, do not let the power of this wealth get to your head like it did our hedge buddies over here. We see how bad that can lead to. So just pat yourself on the back, guys. This has been a battle well fought, and you did it. So keep all this in mind. Very important stuff to think about. Again, I cannot wait till next week. I'm sure you all are feeling the same way. Hope this video found to be helpful for some of you, and I hope you guys have a good evening.